on earth do you pay off debt, especially when money's tight? It's a matter of reviewing what you spend your money on, which means you're going to have to start writing it down. It's as simple as that. Get a piece of paper, write down everything you spend money on. Now, the other side of that is write down why. Why did you spend the money? The thing is we as Americans have been trained to spend money. When us Gen Xers were younger, we went to the mall. JCPenney's catalog, Sears catalog, you circled what you wanted for Christmas. It was a sport to go shopping. Think of it, Black Friday and Cyber Monday are treated almost as if they are high league sports. But you can break yourself of that habit. And the way that you do that is you track what you spend money on and you track why you spent the money. I discovered that I spent money if I was sad. I spent money if I was happy. I spent money if I felt that somehow I've been deprived of something. I spent money just willy-nilly. And once I started realizing why I was spending the money, because I was trying to fulfill something that was a void in me, then I was able to look at my spending more closely and make adjustments to it. In making adjustments to my spending, I was able to reduce the amount of money that I spent and increase my savings, increase my retirement account, and live a life that's much more fulfilling for what my goals are. To get started on paying off your debt, this means that you need to list out all the money that you owe. You need to know who you owe it to, when the payment dates are due, when the statement closing dates are, and how much money that you owe. Also include the percentage rate of what that debt is costing you. Then you can do two different ways to pay off your debt. You can do a snowball method or an avalanche method. The snowball method is where you take out the smallest debts first. So say you owe $40 or $50 or $120, take those off the board first, and then you work your way up from there. The reason this works is because you get quick wins. When you get quick wins, it's easier to keep going because you get some momentum. The other way is the avalanche method. Now, the avalanche method is where you're going to use those percentage rates. You're going to look at the one that is the highest percentage rate, and you're going to pay that off first. So you'll still be making the minimum payments on everything, but the one that's the highest percentage rate gets the most money thrown at it. Then you're not paying as much towards interest. So you're saving money. The pros and cons are, the snowball method, you're able to get quick wins. So you're able to get that momentum and you feel really good because you're getting your debt paid off. Whereas the avalanche method, you're saving money in the long run, but you don't have that momentum. However, you can kind of fake the momentum because you see that you're making payments. You're seeing that that amount of money is going down that you owe. So if you keep track of how much you're paying off, then you can kind of reward yourself along the way, give yourself a high five in the mirror that you're getting your debt paid off. Because the sooner that you can live debt-free, the sooner you can be free. To stay debt-free, don't go into debt. And I know that's easier said than done because we are told, oh, just put it on credit. And this reminds me of a story my grandmother told me. When my grandmother and grandfather moved to the farm, they basically lived in a shack. Over time, my grandmother really wanted to have an actual bedroom and a kitchen, but they didn't have the money for it. They were poor farmers. My grandfather worked at a factory, and every week when there was any extra money, whether it be 5 cents or $1, they would go to the hardware store, the lumber yard, and they would buy whatever they could afford that they needed to build onto the back of their house. It might be a box of 10-penny nails one week, it might be 2 2x4s the next week, but they didn't go into debt to build on the addition to the back of their home. It took them forever to build the addition onto the back of their home, but they were able to do it piece by piece over time. And that's the thing, is that we are so ingrained with instant gratification to instantly have the problem solved, to instantly put it on credit, that we don't take into consideration that we're actually being charged more money for something because you're going to have to pay that debt off. And nowadays, if you have a credit card, those are running right about 25-27% if you're lucky, which means over time you could pay thousands of dollars more for something than you actually need to. If you're just patient and you budget for the thing that you want, then you'll most likely be able to afford it without going into debt. And by not carrying debt, you're able to free yourself and you're able to have a lot more money available to you rather than giving it to the bank.